All right, so in this unit, we are going to be starting volume of three-dimensional shapes. Last year, you did volume of a lot of shapes. You did prisms, pyramids. This year in 8th grade, you're going to do these three shapes: a cylinder, a cone, and a sphere. Okay, so we're going to work through and we're going to talk about all the formulas so we have them all in one place for this unit. Okay? So the first one is a cylinder. I want everybody to look on their formula chart. Those of you that are online, it is in Schoology as well. Those of you on campus, you'll have to share with your neighbor until I get more copies. Look on your formula chart. Find volume of a cylinder and put your finger on it. Volume of a cylinder, put your finger on it. It should be volume equals capital B, H. Did you find it? Now, this capital B, we call it big B. Okay, you saw it last year when we were doing volume, big B. And you might want to highlight or bubble this in. Big B stands for the area of the base. When you have capital letters in a formula, a capital letter means it's a calculation. It's not just one single measurement. Volume is capitalized, the V is capitalized because I have to calculate to find volume. Big B is capitalized because I have to calculate to find the area of the base. So there is a reason why it's capitalized. If you just told me lowercase bh, that's the same thing as area of a rectangle. So that's something totally different. If you look at your formula chart, area of a rectangle is lowercase bh. That's different. This is big BH. All right, so what did we say big B stands for? Area of the base. So let's write that in here. Area of the base. Area of the base. And we're going to multiply that by, what does the H stand for? Height. So we're going to take the area of the base, and then we're going to multiply it by the height. Well, what shape is this base? The base is a circle. I'll even use my highlighter to highlight it for you guys. That base is a circle. So I need to calculate the area of a circle. Well, lucky for you guys, that's on the formula chart too. What is the formula for area of a circle? Pi r squared. So, pi r squared. So area of the base is pi r squared. And then we're still multiplying that times my height. So we had to kind of break down, what is big B? Oh, it's pi times radius squared. It's area of that circle. All right, now we need to substitute in for my radius and my height. We need to substitute those in. So we're going to bring down pi times, what's my radius here? Ooh, I heard two different answers. I heard 3 and 6. Think about circles from last year. Radius is from the center to the edge. It's halfway across. Diameter is the whole way across. So if my diameter is 6, what's halfway across? 3. So 3 squared. And the way that I always remember that, radius is the shorter word, so it's the shorter line on my circle. Diameter is the larger word, it's the larger line on the circle. So 3 squared times, what is my height? 11. The height is how tall is your prism, or your cylinder in this case. So times 11. Now, what we want to do first we want to multiply the numbers. So you can use your calculator if you need to. Tell me, what is 3 squared times 11? 3 squared times 11. You stole his answer. He had his hand raised. 99. So now all we have left is that 99 times pi. Here's where you're going to use your calculator for that pi button. I want you to round your answer to the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places. Two units, 99 times pi. Hundredth, 2 decimal places. So rounding it to the nearest hundredth, you should have got 311.02. And our units are meters, so it's meters cubed, because we're talking about a 3-dimensional object. The volume is in cubic meters, 3-dimensional object. 3 there. All right, now let's move down to cone. See if I can make this bigger. That might be a little bit easier. Cone. Can you use your formula chart? Find the volume of a cone formula. You should find 1/3 big B H. 1/3 big B H. So what does that mean? That means we're taking 1/3 times area of the base times the height. Times the height. And again, for reference, let's highlight our base and our height. Our base is the circle. Our height is how tall is the cone from top to bottom. All right, so let's fill in the formulas, because area of base is a calculation, right? It's not just that 14 measurement. I have to do some calculating. So 1/3 times, how do we find area of that base? How do we find area of a circle? What's the formula? Area of a circle. Pi r squared times height. So see how that big B means we had to do some calculating? We have to break it down and we have to calculate that in order to find area of the base. All right, so let's bring it down so we can multiply it. 1/3 times pi times radius squared. So what am I going to plug in? How much is my radius? 7. So 7 squared times 12. Same thing. Take all the numbers and add them up first. 1/3 times 7 squared times 12. Not add them up, I meant multiply. So multiply 1/3 times 7 squared times 12. 1/3 times 7 squared times 12. So what did you get? You should got 196 times pi. So the volume of this cone is 196 pi. Now this right here, do you see how it has the pi symbol in it? This right here has a name. This is called leaving your answer in terms of pi. You probably remember that from last year. Sometimes the question might say, leave your answer in terms of pi. Then that just means they want the exact answer, 196 times pi. They want that pi symbol in your answer. But sometimes they just may want an approximation and they say round your answer. Then you do the next step, which would be to multiply 196 times pi. So do that now. 196 times pi. use the pi symbol. Don't do 3.14, use the pi symbol. So you should have got 615.75 centimeters cubed. So again, here's your answer in terms of pi. Here's your approximation rounded to the nearest hundredth. And the last three-dimensional shape that we will find volume on are spheres. So where do we go to find the formula? The formula chart. All right, let's find it. What is the formula for volume of a sphere? 4/3 pi r cubed. Are there any capital letters here? No, so these are just measurements. I can go straight to my figure and pull out my measurements. So we're going to take 4/3 times pi, and then now we have to do times r cubed. So what was my radius here? So 9 cubed. Now, give me the answer in terms of pi first. Give me the answer in terms of pi. In terms of pi, that means we're multiplying 4/3 times 9 cubed. When you get your answer, look up here and see if you are correct. How did we do? $972 pi, is that what you got? All right, so there's our answer in terms of pi. Now I want you to give me the answer approximated to the hundredths place value. 2 decimal points. So now use your calculator. 972 times pi. Give it to me at the second decimal place. Don't forget your units. Check up here, see how you did. Give me a thumbs up if you get it right. Awesome, awesome. All right, when you're finished, make sure you get this glued into your notes, please.